Greetings, my fellow geeks, and welcome to Pretend Low Earth Orbit for transmission number 658 of Geeks in Space. I'm Rob, Commander Tackle Balda, and joining me today are a pair of the gooderest geeks that you're ever going to chance to greet. I have Chris Devona.
Hi. We just broke 59,000 on the Kickstarter. We can get to 60 during this broadcast if all one of our listeners. No, it's fine.
All right. And also Rob Roseboom.
I'm feeling gooder.
Gooder.
Gooderer.
I wrote gooder in my intro text, and I was like, I'm not going to fix that. Actually, I think I wrote goodest. It made me giggle. 59,000. You're gonna get there with time to spare, man.
I hope so. You know, can I just tell you something? I hate suspense like this.
Right?
I hate it so much. A friend of mine who ran a really big crowdfunding campaign, he's like, listen, care about it for an hour or two a day and go take a walk.
Yeah.
Especially in the middle. It's freaking hard.
The big days are the first two and last 2 days. In the middle is doldrums.
All the curves say that, and that's like still I'm like
Yeah.
You know.
I feel bad because I've emailed several people and I'm like, hey, maybe this guy owes me a favor. And it turns out, no, nobody owes me a favor.
You know, well, it's funny. It makes you wonder who your true friends are, Rob. You know?
I think that my only true friends sit on a podcast with me a couple times a week.
Or in the channel. There's some very nice people.
That's true. That's true.
See, that was me kissing the ass of the audience.
That's right. That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
Magnum PI and Ambalu will feel very appreciated.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. The world's oldest active torrent is turning 18 soon. And this is funny primarily because it turns out that the world's oldest active torrent is a torrent of the Fanimatrix.
Well, you know, I have to tell you, it's been probably 20 years since I've seen the Fanimatrix, and I went and checked it out as part of the research for today. And I have to tell you, it's kind of terrific, right? It's sort of like here's some just nerds, the best nerds, you know, and I say that as a fellow nerd, not like as
film nerds.
As me trying to no, well, they're just super nerds, right? And so like they got their friends together, you know, they spent some money on leather jackets. And
that was their budget.
Well, it's funny. Whenever someone turns into an agent, they play the sound effect, but you don't see it because that would be expensive. Whenever there's a shot, it's literally they played like the sound of a gunshot, but you know, you see people doing this, you know, and it's just like, you know, but it's really well done, you know. It's like bang, 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 bang. Anyway,
see, that shot is reasonably convincing. See,
they have some great shots, you know.
Yeah.
What I love about this is that this is like perfect. It's perfect in subject matter. It's perfect for the time. I mean, It's lovely.
And honestly, if you look at this compared to some of truly low budget sci-fi movies of like the 60s, it's just amazing what you can do, you know, like as a content creator.
I would say this is as well lit as some parts of Hard Boiled. Or the one with Jet Li. Did you ever see the one with Jet Li? Really fun movie.
Yep.
Right. But boy, was it poorly lit. You know, it's like, well, what were you thinking? And they had a couple like set pieces that were, but like the rest was just like, are you filming this with a potato?
Look, nobody's going to remember anything except the scene where 100 Jet Lis fight.
Right. That was pretty cool. And you know, he got this gal. They're like, you know, you'd look cute in a tank top. You want to be in our movie? And she's like, sure. You know, and it's like, you know, she's typing. She's like the Trinity person. Look, they're running Nmap. Cool. You know, it's
that's
like,
what you do.
That's what you do when you're hacking.
That's right.
The Matrix. You know, it's like, I love people like this. These are solid the earth nerds.
But the historical context is cool too. I think a lot about just the idea of you made a 10-minute movie. You know, in what would this be, 2004? Like
F that, yeah.
Like, how do you distribute a 10-minute fan movie? Because like before this, there just weren't that many. There was no
YouTube,
right? Do you remember Troops, the Star Wars film that's a parody of Cops?
Yeah.
Like, and the South Park Christmas card. I mean, there were not a lot of 10-minute videos that existed on the internet back then. It just wasn't a thing.
Oh, there were
And
certain
now-
videos that were.
Yeah.
Well, you had to pay
And
for
now
those.
there's whole streaming channels that have nothing but 10-minute content.
Well, when I think it was, YouTube went through a thing where they would show ads on the break, so everyone extended their movies to be their videos to be 12 minutes and 30 seconds long, so they get that last ad break or whatever. It's like, look at this, they did wire work. It's like
Good on
for
them.
them.
Good on them. They had fun.
They had fun. They're having fun. Look at that. That's fun.
Do you remember having fun, guys? Oh, good times.
I mean, vaguely.
Yeah. I read about fun.
Oh, I should point out, I have bunnies on my property, and there was a bunny just sitting in front of the door when I came out to go to the kitchen, and he's just like sitting there. He looks at me like, what? And I'm like, I'm glad that the bunnies are getting comfortable because they're really cute. So
I've discovered that we have a new neighbor who
things
must
give me
moved in.
joy. Yeah.
They have a cat.
Oh.
And so there's a new neighbor cat that comes and looks through the window of at my cats, and then my cats respond by peeing on the floor.
Oh no!
Which is not what you really want.
Well, this is how I know when the bunnies are there, because my cat is looking outside.
Yeah.
like with murder in his eyes. Well, it's funny because last night I came out and there was 4 bunnies out in the yard, just sort of hanging out, eating the plants, and and my cat was just going nuts. And I was like, he doesn't usually go that nuts for bunnies. And it turns out one of the neighbor cats was trying to go after the bunnies. And I call him Stumpy because his tail is like only this long, and his real name's Ruby. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is
Ruby
that my cat was very upset. So, and I got some pictures on my camera.
I have a number of pictures from my camera of my cats staring at the deer in my front yard. I find that very funny.
That's cool.
All right, let's see. So iRobot put out a funny one, which was they built models of dog poop in order to train their robot vacuum cleaner in order to detect or to not run over poop. Because as you could imagine, if you are a robot vacuum cleaner and you run over poop, you are going to make a dramatic mess.
Smear time.
And so apparently somebody gets to, make poop models. I just feel like we chose the wrong career.
Yeah. Here.
Yeah, I mean, I've been making poop models for a while, but there's been no,
just for
no
fun.
money coming in out of it.
Poop comes in many shapes and sizes. Okay. This is a little distasteful. I'm going to go back to the taco zone.
It's for the best. But I'm just saying.
Some people have those really big dogs, and they have people poops. They don't have normal poops.
No.
They
I
don't
can
have
attest to this.
Poops.
Yeah.
They have.
Yeah, it's like a fifth grader came into your house and took a squat.
Yep.
My boss's boss. He's got one of those dogs that is, Leonberger.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, that is a big dog. I remember the first time I ran into that thing, I was like, who let the bear in the office? But I mean, very sweet dog. I mean, stupid sweet. But boy, are they big. Yeah, here you go. Here's a picture of a Leonberger. That's a woman.
Oh.
That's a dog.
That's a very tiny woman. Though.
Yeah, she's probably like 4'10", but still.
Yeah, they're about the size of a Newfoundland. They're just colored different. And
is that what you have?
Much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rob has big dogs.
Man, I tell you what.
Let's see. Rob, this one is, I think, one of yours. There's a firm now that has raised $15 million in order to bring back woolly mammoths from extinction.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Stewart's thing.
Yep.
How many times has the story popped up?
Right?
It's always the same. I mean, I wish them well. As far as I can tell, absolutely nothing in here is new, other than that they just raised $15 million to do it. So basically, the plan is they're going to impregnate an elephant with an egg that has woolly mammoth DNA, so it'll be a hybrid, and then eventually they will try to backbreed a full woolly mammoth. But this is the start, and this is what they've been talking about doing for, at least a decade, probably longer.
ever
I
since.
know we posted about it on Slashdot way back in the day.
Well,
Different people have tried, and this is the latest money.
So the common thread through all of these things is George. So I have to tell you, I think George Church is one of the sweetest men in all of synthetic biology. He's sort of the father of synthetic biology. He's such a nice person. He's also a narcoleptic, which is really interesting when you go to dinner with him. And like he's just a neat guy, And I've never met somebody who can take a nap like he can, And I admire someone who can take a good nap, just for the record. So, and I'm not being jokey at all. He's really, he's brilliant, absolutely brilliant, and he's attached to every single synthetic biology firm. So, and being attached to this, okay. But like, it doesn't mean anything, but gosh, I like George. He's such a neat guy.
I'd like to point out that I just realized I'm wearing a Jurassic Park parody T-shirt today.
Nice. What does it say? Hold on.
It says I know. Oh, yeah. It says it's a Linux, a Unix system. I know this.
Oh, nice. That's great. I'm wearing my Bucky's T-shirt today.
So I'm saying I think that we have Jurassic Park to blame for all of this.
Sure. But the thing is, so George working with what's her name? Stuart Brand's person. Can't believe I can't remember her name. Anyway, she's been working on bringing back dodos and mammoths and all kinds of things because the idea is that we can maybe forestall extinction if we can bring back mating pairs of things that are on the brink, or that have been gone over the brink.
They've been doing a lot of work on thylacines too, the Tasmanian tigers that went extinct.
Sure. Probably a little easier when it's stuff that we extincted in the last century than stuff that extincted thousands of years ago.
Yeah. Well, there were islands where they find mammoths that lived as close as 10,000 years ago. So it's not like dinosaur stuff,
Listen, this is not really, germane to Taco Zone, but you mentioned lions, and someone's like, oh, cougar spotted in Kitsap County where I live. And I just want to point out, there's no world that this is a cougar. Well, can we stop with, this is a house cat, maybe something a little chonkier, but look at this. This is not a cougar.
That's Mr. Piddles.
This is like Patches, the kitty that got out.
He's the one that's sitting outside my window making my cat piss.
Right.
That's for sure Mittens, not a puma.
Yeah. It's like Puma. All right. Anyways, that's a very the Pinball Museum in New York is shutting down, or in California, Corona, California is shutting down.
1,700 pinball machines.
Think about that.
I have one, and I can tell you that I do not want 1,699 more. Yeah. I think, Rob, didn't you help me carry that thing up a flight of stairs once?
Yes.
They're not light.
No, they're bad.
And that's how you know we're friends.
Yeah, I would never ask anybody to do that ever again that I wasn't paying money for. Oh my God.
Look at this. But the museum had been losing money, Mr. Weeks 58 said, and he decided to lease the 18-acre site to a cannabis farm.
Right.
Yeah.
Go where the money is.
It seems like they could have combined those two very easily. That's all I'm going to say.
Right?
Right?
I'd probably pay like an extra quarter for pinball if I had a bowl with it.
Yeah. You walk in there, it's all skunky smelling, and you're like, oh yeah, let's go play some Superman.
Yeah. How long have I been playing this?
Whoa, man, I think I ran out of quarters.
That's true. I wonder what the math looks like just for the electricity of having all of those pinball machines plugged in and running. I mean, I assume you can't have them all plugged in and running. Yeah.
Honestly, probably less than all the lights you need to simulate the sun.
No, I disagree, because all those pinball machines, there's not a single LED in them until like, the last 15 years. And like all those incandescent lamps, all those relays,
Those are power sucks. I guess I could drag my a meter downstairs and run it off mine and just see, but mine's from the 80s or from the early 90s. It's probably a lot better than those things in the 70s, which had just light bulbs everywhere.
Yeah. So it
Yeah,
looks
but
like
if you're running a real grow operation though with real big
yeah,
sodium
you'll have a
lights,
That's
lot
so
of
much
lights.
hot.
Oh, they're all
it
using LED
is.
lights now, aren't they?
Yeah, like
I'm
maybe enthusiasts at home, but if you're running a big scale operation that isn't outside, you need really powerful lights.
I
It looks
wonder.
like he uses
Or
between
so
2 and
I'm
8.
told. I've heard, I mean.
Looks like
Yeah, right.
between 2 and 8 amps. You know.
Oh, it's legal now, Rob. You could just talk about that sort of stuff now. It's okay.
Yeah.
Let's
Anyway,
see.
yeah, it looks like between 2 and 8 amps. You know.
I
depending on the
wonder.
machine.
Yeah, I wonder. Like per dollar earned, you've got pinball, arcade museum, grow farm, and Bitcoin mining.
Well, Bitcoin mining is a little too unpredictable, I imagine. You know. So I'm not a big fan of Bitcoin mining, you know that. But you know, it seems like that's the kind of equation you could run. Like you'd have pinball machines and quarters, all instrumented, right? And then you have Bitcoin mining machines underneath them,
Ooh.
you know, and then you have a pot hanging from the ceilings. And if you're smart, you make all the pinball mining machines, pinball machines, all the LEDs are like the UV lights, so it's good for the pot, you know. So yeah.
All
So
right.
have them all in one place. And then I have a lot of hot tubs. Put it over a natural, like, spring, because then it'd be a nice humid environment, which isn't good for the pinball machines of the Bitcoin miners, but it's certainly good for the pot. So,
You
I
just
think.
build a giant.
I'm not a farmer.
It seems like Bitcoin mining and like a synthetic hot spring would be a good combo, right? You used water cooling, and then you just go soak in your tubs.
Oh, that's a great idea. You know, this is kind of like Biosphere 3, right? You know, Biosphere 2, it had all the biomes sort of feeding each other. This is the same thing. We let the Bitcoin miners and pinball machines feed the heating system for the hot tubs that puts the humid air into the top parts where the pot plants are. Yeah, there's like a whole chain here.
I feel like with the science that you're developing here, we should probably be filling our application for the 2022 Ig Nobels.
That's right. There was an IG story,
which
right?
is our next story. The 2021 Ig Nobels have been awarded, which are of course the silly science awards, I guess.
Are you sure you posted it?
I mean, I'm looking at it.
First of all, it's Ig Nobel because it's Ig Nobel.
Oh, that makes more sense.
I don't see it then.
How about you look for the word sex?
I'll look for the word sex. Here, I'll reload this page. There it is.
There you go.
Sex can relieve nasal congestion. Oh, Mark, you're so funny.
Yeah, the people at Primatine have something special planned now.
Flonase, you know. That's great.
A lot less dark than the
do-it-yourself colonoscopy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just exactly what am I looking for in here, Doc?
I don't know. You'll know when you find it.
The one where they took bacteria out of gum in public places.
That's so.
It's
honestly,
really
gum walls
nice
are
one.
the most disgusting.
Oh, for sure.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
People do this. There's one in Seattle. I'm like, it's so gross, dude.
Yeah.
So gross.
Oh God, that gum wall just makes me just ill just looking at it.
So disgusting. They had a guy who did research on cat to human communication. So he charted purrs, chirps, growls, and different things that cats would do.
Who covered it first?
Look at us.
Yeah. All right. Sorry. That's sweet rhino.
He's so sad. Maybe they're just gonna rub his tummy.
You know, the Ig Nobels are terrific. We should have to have a whole show that's just Ig Nobels, you know?
Yeah.
I like that they're not. So the Darwins are kind of mean, I guess, because it's like, or they make you feel shame and sadness for the
they're
world.
the Schadenfreude Awards, right?
Yeah. But these are, in a lot of cases, this is, in good humor And
Oh yeah, no, you know, I sponsored them one year just because I was like, I loved them so much. I came up with some BS reason, and we sponsored it from Google. It was great. We
Oh,
had a
I see.
table.
I see they did a study on whether or not the hypothesis that humans evolved beards protect themselves from punches.
Oh, nice.
A
yeah.
couple of years ago, there was a study that put forth the idea that the whole reason people have hands is so that they could punch each other.
You know, that seems like a bit much. It seems like the hands are pretty useful.
It seems like a bit of a reach.
Uses.
Well,
Ah!
the way our hands work specifically as opposed to other primate hands.
I see. Well, I mean, don't. Yeah. Have you ever been punched in the face? I have.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
It feels pretty good when it stops. I don't know if you've, and we're all beard owning individuals.
I was not a beard wearer when I last got punched in the face.
Really?
I found being punched in the face doesn't hurt as much as getting hit really hard in the body, generally speaking.
Oh, I mean, that's why we're
that
substantial men, so we can take a hit there.
That is if you are fighting someone who actually knows how to fight. Otherwise, it's all about the same.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a glass jaw or anything, but like when the last time I was punched in the face was like here, and this is not counting like when you're putting your kids to bed and they pop you in the eyeball.
It doesn't count if you're being punched by a toddler.
Yeah, but it still hurts when you get
That's
a little
true.
toddler fist in your eyeball. That sucker hurts, man.
One of my
poor kid, Val, when they were, I want to say 2, one, it like pops me in the eyeball and it hurt so bad. I was like seeing white, from it. And I was like, I gotta go. I was like reading him a story and I was like, I gotta go. And he's like, oh, Dad, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to punch you. And I was like, oh, that's very sweet, but I'm so upset right now. I gotta go. Anyway,
one of my worst moments as a father was one of my kids was like freaking out before going to bed or whatever, and this is like toddler age, 2 or 3 or something, like small, like, but not tiny, but unintentionally the kid just cracked me in the balls with as hard as he could kick, and I dropped the kid.
Oh no!
What do you do? I was holding the kid, and it wasn't like it was just like, oh my god! I went straight to the floor.
You didn't mean to drop the kid any more than the kid meant to kick you in the gym jam.
But I was like straight up fetal position on the floor.
Oh yeah,
and I felt so bad.
Well, honestly, I got kicked in the balls so much because my kids, you'd be lying down, chilling out, reading a book, and a kid would just hop up on top of you and like do that wrestling move with the knee, and it's just like, and it's not, they just want to hug you and be sweet, and it's so sweet, but it's like, God, it hurts so much. I've been kicked in the nuts so many times. I don't even know if I have any nuts left.
Just the 3. Well, let's see.
We probably should talk about the Nicki Minaj tweet.
Oh God.
Did you see that?
That her cousin has STDs?
Oh boy, was it funny. It was so funny because she's back.
I missed that. I just saw that. I saw that she didn't go to some gala awards because they required people to be vaccinated, and she wasn't sure that vaccines were good yet. So that's
she hasn't had time to do her research yet.
Yeah.
No, where is it? It was so funny. All right, let me just type in Nicki Minaj balls. Nicki Minaj. Okay, so she tweeted, "They want you to get vaccinated for the Met ball. For the Met." Oh, she deleted it.
Oh, good for her.
Nicki Minaj balls. I'm searching for this. They want you to get vaccinated for the Met. If I get vaccinated, it won't be for the Met. It'll be once I feel I've done enough research. I'm working on that now. Be safe. Oh, no, come on. My cousin in Trinidad won't get the vaccine because his friend got it and became impotent. His testicles became swollen. His friend was weeks away from getting married. Now the girl called off the wedding. So just pray on it and make sure you're comfortable with your decision. Not bullied. And then like the entire internet's, no. He's got an STD.
Yeah.
He's
got the clap,
she left
lady.
him because he cheated on her.
Mumps.
Oh, it's so funny. Captain Big Balls ain't getting married.
Well, I like the idea that after vaccines have been available since April now. Now Nicki Minaj she's ready to go do some research.
Yeah. Oh man.
You know what? I did research a while ago because I wanted to go outside and hang around with people.
Well,
I'm sure she has a lot of scientists in her entourage. I'm sure.
Well, I think it's very likely that her cousin just wanted to clear his nose, with a non-wife person, non-fiance, and
wanted to spread it around.
Yeah, boy, it was so funny though.
Yep.
Anyway, what else we got? We have potty training
cows.
This is a fantastic story, Chris.
Yeah, and I'm shocked that I found it and you didn't, because this is this is a Rob.
Yeah, if anything said me.
I had it sitting in my thing, and I was like, "Cool! I don't need to put this on the zone because somebody else already found it."
Look at this. Okay, I'm gonna kill this sound because we don't need to hear the peeing sound. But yeah, they trained the cow to come in and pee on demand and poop too, apparently. But
the poop is the big one, right?
Okay, that's peeing. Right.
I mean, as a kid, I was amazed that my aunt and uncle taught their cat to use the toilet.
Yeah.
But this is fantastic.
I thought about doing that with our cat. Yeah. So the problem is, if we leave the toilet open next to where the cat's, food and stuff is, somehow there's a transfer of kitty litter into the toilet. And we think it's because he's drinking from the toilet, but he's got like really fresh, nice water right there. We don't know. So we just close the toilet. But yeah. But cats are sharp. Cows too, apparently, but I'm still gonna eat them.
Yeah. And to be honest, you would probably need to update your plumbing
to handle a cow pie,
because there would be some problems. I'd imagine.
That's true. Well, we're on city sewer, so I guess we could probably handle it. But
you might need wider diameter pipes out of that toilet, though, man. Cow pies are like the size of like softballs.
It's like a Leonberger,
Yeah.
Gross. Gross.
Potty training cows. All right, you had a story about Xiaomi.
I did. They have phones that they've been shipping for a while. They don't like it when you ship them internationally. There's been some concerns, but now they're just disabling functions. Remote. And this is related to me to a whole slew of stories that have kind of popped out like this in the last couple of years. There was one recently about how LG is disabling TVs that were stolen as part of like a riot or something in Italy. And then there's stories, there's these stories about how there's backdoors in all your shit now. And phones, sure, right? But you don't necessarily think about it, being having a backdoor like in your drill, and they were enabling the Bluetooth unlocking thing for the power drills. I don't know. This is interesting. I don't know what to make of it.
So if I can get this page to load.
I don't understand those letters. There you go.
So the first GPL violation case to end in anything but the Chinese judge laughing at everybody happened between these two companies. Apparently somebody took a virtual desktop software and it was under the GPL, and then they reskinned it and didn't share the code and refused to share the code. So they ended up having to pay 500,000 won or something.
What's
so, or $500,000? It's like 32 million won, right? So it's like $500,000 that they were fined, and they have to provide source code. So it's like, it's really something. So I have some friends looking into it and some lawyers to see exactly what happened, because I can't tell if it's a contract dispute between the two companies or a actual GPL violation resulting in this. So they're like, hey, dim sum desktop was not forced to open source. And I'm like, well, that seems weird that they would have a finding for the plaintiff and not open source up. So anyway, it's interesting. So this is sort of classic Taco Zone.
Right.
More than, so this is, license drama,
It's
very interesting.
Man, it's weird to me that that's not like solved. I guess it's China, so you got the other wrinkle.
Well, here's, we don't say it very often, but the reality is, China's a very special place.
Well, and the GPL's teeth are of questionable sharpness throughout the world.
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, we got well, there's at least one other thing. There's the Hawkeye trailer
Yeah.
dropped.
Is Fluffer available? Does he want to talk to this?
He's teaching, man. Stop asking him to come into classes. Actually, I don't know if he teaches on Tuesday.
I'll hang him.
But I mean, I don't have a lot to say for it except that it's totally a Christmas story, which I'm all in for.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was it was a charming trailer, and I still think Jeremy Renner is the most boring person on the whole planet.
I mean,
yeah.
Again, it's Hawkeye, right?
Yep.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Right.
For sure.
I mean, he's just Jason Bourne or one of 1,000 other sort of super spies. He's not really a superhero.
Yeah.
Just a dude.
He's just a dude.
He shoots real good.
He shoots good. And I thought that Kate Bishop was his kid, but she's not.
She's not.
So I don't know things. I thought his kid was going to end up being the person.
But she was in the trailer, right? So
yeah, but he was putting her in a car and saying, "Get out of here!
Yeah.
It's dangerous around me."
She's just a fan,
right?
You know?
I got a fridge my
daughter. That's how
daughter.
that works.
I got a fridge my daughter so I can go have an adventure with Haley Steinfeld. She was in Bumblebee, so she's cool.
I loved Bumblebee.
So did I.
I think she's great.
I do too.
Like she would be a not boring Hawkeye. Unlike Jeremy Renner, it's like literally having like a piece of oriented strand board plywood walking around.
He's like you know how Vanta Black absorbs all light waves? I feel like Jeremy Renner is like the Vanta Black of your movie. Nothing goes in or out. It just sort of stops there. And then you just kind of hope that the rest of it is good.
So I wonder. So here's the question, and I am not I'm not attracted to dudes. But is Jeremy Renner like in that sort of sweet spot of just charming, good looking, fit enough that like he's sort of like it's like that sort of like Twilight Bella. He's like the chicken breast of it's like whatever he's in, so long as the surroundings are tasty. He's tasty. I'm trying to figure out
his deal.
Kind of like his deal. Yeah.
I think his deal is that he was in one movie where he was really, really, really well cast.
Which one?
What was the movie where he was the bomb disarming guy? It was like it won a bunch of awards in like 2000.
The Hurt Locker.
There you go, The Hurt Locker.
And if you think about it, the Hurt Locker character was this emotionally stunted, broken plank of wood, walking around the world messed up and unable to really respond emotionally to things. So it's perfect for Jeremy Renner.
That's right. See, I think that this is like the shtick, right? If you can be in one movie where you're perfectly well cast, then you have a reasonable shot at being cast into a franchise. And it's not that you're good, it's that you were popular in that moment, and now you're looking at 12 years later from The Hurt Locker, and we're still stuck with Jeremy Renner, even though there's a million more charismatic people who could have filled that role.
They don't want a charismatic person as Hawkeye. They want a boring guy who can be around all the cool people, right? He's the Fredo, right? He's the.
You think? I don't know. I think that they.
I think he's supposed to be the one that the audience identifies with and sees them through, right? They're like, if I just worked out enough and got a bow, I could be Hawkeye. You can never be Thor. You can never be Captain America. But they could be Hawkeye. Be Black Widow if they're a gal.
No matter how much
start working out.
No matter how much gamma radiation you expose yourself to, you're not going to be the Hulk.
Right. And I keep eating. I eat as much protein as I possibly can, but I don't have the upper body strength that Chris Hemsworth has.
Well, well, that Thor has. You could be Chris Hemsworth if you were 20 years younger, spend your whole life working out, and maybe we're a little better looking.
Thanks, Chris.
Okay.
If you weren't an ugly mutant.
No, listen, compared to Chris Hemsworth, we're all pretty ugly mutants, bud. I hate to break it to you, but You know,
Yeah, I don't know.
we're not even as good looking as Marlon.
Jeremy Renner.
Marlon Hemsworth, you know, the fourth
Ooh,
brother.
The fourth Hemsworth?
I'm just making up a Hemsworth.
Zeppo Hemsworth?
Zeppo Hemsworth.
Well,
You know?
I like the
It's
Haley
okay.
Steinfeld.
I don't need to be as good looking as Chris Hemsworth. You know,
The scuttlebutt was that they did not get along on set, and that Jeremy Renner is a dick. But
oh, Renner and Hemsworth?
no, Renner and Haley Steinfeld.
Haley's so nice.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
She's nice.
I don't know her, but I've watched those Pitch Perfect movies like 1,000 times.
That's right. She was in the Pitch Perfect movies.
In the second and
the
second and
the
third
second
one,
or
at
third
least.
one. Yeah, I don't know. Those were hard to watch, though.
Yeah, they're not
Although they
nearly-
had Flula Borg in them. Huh?
That's true.
So-
I like the Pitch Perfect movies. I will watch
The
them.
first one was okay. You know, the problem is it's kind of like Glee. You know, I can take the first, couple episodes and then I'm done.
Chris, if you know anybody who works in video processing, I want a button that's just click to next song. And I want it to go through my entire collection of musicals and just to automatically let me just say click to fast forward to the next song, so I can go through all of my Broadway musicals, like my copy of Hamilton, my copy of episodes of Glee. Just skip the dialogue and the talking. I just want to skip to the next song. And then I would watch Pitch Perfect and watch them dance and sing and like be happy.
Ugh.
I know. I need joy, Rob. I get it from that. You don't.
And for the record, I have watched all the Pitch Perfect movies, as you might have suspected.
I did suspect.
Because
You
of a
don't like
certain
musicals,
person,
though, right, Rob?
because of a certain person that lives in this house.
Yeah,
You're not a big fan of musicals, though, if I remember correctly.
No, not really.
but there is a vocalist in his home, and it's not the Newfie.
Oh, Pitch Perfect, man. It's hard to love. I enjoy. I think Anna Kendrick is probably secretly a war criminal or a monster, but she's very charming in those movies.
Anna Kendrick is like my favorite actress in the universe.
We know.
I know.
We all know.
I know.
Rob.
Yeah.
She's my favorite. All right. Well, let's say goodbye to the universe. Go about
The
our
whole
exciting
universe?
Yep.
That's gonna take a while.
Sweet.
No,
All
you just
right.
have to say it once, and then you crash your spaceship into the atmosphere.
Okay, well, I'll start with the A's. Look, I'd like to say goodbye. Enjoy your time on a Rodney 40.
You might want to
on I think they're on Epsilon Rodney 12.
Glaythorpe 9.
Claythorpe. I haven't gotten to the G's yet. Come on, man. I'm still in the A's.
They don't even
I'll
use
start-
our alphabet.
I'll start from the other end.
Is that 37
Fairly
Z's
well.
or 36 Z's?
It's 42, of course.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Oh, that's good. That's nice. Well, goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, Christabota.
Bye.
Goodbye, Rob Roseboom.
Goodbye.
I was Rob Commander Taco Maldo. That was a thing. Bye.